Good evening. We begin tonight with a deadly pedestrian collision in St. Paul. 46-year-old man has died after being struck by a pickup truck this morning. RCMP say the victim was in a marked crosswalk when he was struck by the driver of a Dodge Ram who was making a left-hand turn. Road and weather conditions were clear at the time. The 74-year-old male driver of the vehicle was taken into custody and charges are pending. RCMP were called to a semi-rollover this morning here in the border city. The truck, which was carrying crude oil, was on its side. Now the semi was pushed over by the train after attempting to cross the tracks. The crude oil did not spill and has been transferred to another vehicle. Now no injuries were reported, but there are damages to the semi-truck and some of the vehicles parked along the rail yard. Officers are still investigating. Well, Valentine's Day is upon us. Today is a day where we're busy sharing cards, chocolates, and other treats. But one of the biggest symbols of Valentine's, of course, are the hearts. And in this week's Healthy Feature, we take a look at the importance of being heart healthy. It's a story that made headlines around the world. A 30-year-old mother of 8 died after suffering from a heart attack. It's believed her habit of drinking 10 liters of Coca-Cola a day led to her death.
And imagine in 10 litres how many calories a day you were just taking in from pop.
Dr. Imran Gowri says he's seen his fair share of patients with unhealthy eating habits. He believes heart disease is easily preventable.
Since I've come here, I've noticed that even in your supermarkets, you have absolutely every health food there is possibly available, yet people still verge on obesity while they are in terms of their weight.
Dr. Gowri says there are 5 main factors when it comes to heart disease: diabetes, hypertension, family history, fats in the blood, and smoking. He also says that genetic predisposition plays a role.
We look at managing those, okay? So regular monitoring of blood sugars, blood lipids, regular monitoring of blood pressure, and also to try and get people to stop smoking, especially those who are at risk.
According to the Heart and Stroke Foundation, every 7 minutes in Canada, someone dies from heart disease or a stroke. Heart disease is one of the 3 leading causes of death in Canada. Now, some of the warning signs of a heart attack include chest discomfort, discomfort in other areas of the body, including your neck, jaw, and shoulders, sweating, nausea, and lightheadedness. Dr. Gowri says that regardless if you are slim or obese, heart disease can strike.
People always realize when it's too late, when things have happened. And I think a realization before things went down that road would help us all.
Healthy Living is brought to you by Table Mountain. It's never too early or late to learn how to ski or snowboard. Bring the whole family. Table Mountain, enjoyed by all. 6 special women from the border city are spending their Valentine's Day in a unique way. They're spending it chained to Lloyd FM's Brandon Bosler. Lloyd FM is holding a contest today to see which lucky lady will last the longest and win some grand prizes. Anna Stanislaw was there to check in on them this afternoon and has more.
Decked out in a woman's onesie and chained to 6 women, Brandon says he was the chosen one because of his bachelor status.
All these ladies had a husband or a boyfriend or a fiance or something nominate them to spend Valentine's Day with me, which was a little bit tough for some of the men. I know I was warned by a couple to keep my distance as far as I can from their wives, but so far so good.
They started at 9 a.m. and are only entitled to a few bathroom breaks.
It's been going really good, actually. The women haven't complained once. They've all said that they're planning on staying till 9 o'clock tonight and going to stick around for the final draw. So.
No catfights? No, Brandon can't believe how nice we are being to each other. He's like, this is not going to work.
And for one of the contestants' husbands, he says he got out of having to treat her out.
What's the chances of maybe winning something if that she deserves it, and she's got a good strong heart and goodwill, so hopefully she can last everybody else.
The last woman standing will win a free portrait session and diamond necklace and gift cards, all worth over $2,500. Anna Stanislaw, Newcap News.
Well, good luck to all of them. Well, a heartwarming gesture for residents living near Queen Elizabeth School. Students in grade 1 and 2 made 100 Valentine cards to hand out.
My class was talking about it and they decided it would be a great idea to go out into the community and deliver them. And we asked the other grade 1 teacher if her class would like to come along with us too, so that's how it all went.
Students say they enjoyed making the cards and being able to show off their creative side. What kind of card did you make?
I made a card with 3 hearts on each other.
Did you make some Valentine cards for the neighborhood?
Yes.
And what did you make for your card?
I made 5 hearts on top of each other.
I guess with it being Valentine's Day today, we just thought it would be a great idea just to go out and spend a little love and warmth and caring in our community.
And for those who didn't receive a Valentine from the students, they had this message to pass along.
Happy Valentine's Day!
A piece of hockey history is now residing in Bonnyville. Mark O'Connell, the owner of the oldest known manufactured hockey stick, recently moved to Bonnyville. The stick has been dated before 1871, and O'Connell accidentally came upon it.
I owned a piece of property in Aurelia. It was a cottage that we owned there, and it was the last thing I plucked out of the attic to take to my new place. I took it there because just I thought the kids would play road hockey with it, or it just looked like a handy little thing to have, right? So.
Finally, after 10 years, O'Connell noticed an article that showed players playing with sticks that resembled his. He took it down to the Hall of Fame, and the rest is history.
They put me in touch with a researcher that said it was the oldest known manufactured hockey stick he'd ever seen, and probably the most valuable one he's ever seen, just because of the label on it. The old manufacturers used to stamp their names on the blade, and he said that's where the value is.
In December, a hand-carved stick from the same era was auctioned off for $2.2 million. Business students at Lakeland College had a chance to meet local employers at last night's annual mixer.
There's a lot more students than I thought there would be, and that's awesome. And I'm just looking around, you know, they're all shaking hands, most of them, and they're building relationships. So that's the goal. That's excellent.
It's great. There's a lot of different businesses represented here, a lot of financial institutions. So it's great to get to shake some hands and meet some, like possibly your future boss.
It's a good opportunity for international students to get in touch with local businesses.
After they study, they will get an off-campus work permit, so they would need to find a job. So this is the best way to connect with employers.
The students were graded on their business etiquette throughout the evening.